Hello students, myself Preeti Madam. Starting with chapter number 1, Living World. As we know, planet Earth is made up of abiotic and biotic components. The things around us, they are classified into living, that is biotic, and non-living things. Living things, they includes plants, animals and other microorganisms. Non-living things, they are soil, sand, air, sunlight and water. That means physical factor that comes under non-living things. Now the question arises, why do we call them as living and how do they differ from non-living things? There are certain characteristics of living things. The first characteristic is they are made up of cell. Cell is the basic unit of life. Then the living organism shows different levels of organization. That is, the cells, they undergo grouping to form a tissue. Tissue forms a group to form an organ. Organ forms an organ system, and the organ system comes together to form an entire organism. This is called as different levels of organization. Then the next property is reproduction. The animals, they undergo reproduction. They produces the offsprings of their own kind. Then the next is metabolism. The reactions, they are carried out to obtain energy and the use of energy. Then the organisms or living beings, they undergo growth and development. They show a property of consciousness, that is, they respond to the environment, to the external stimuli. So let us see these characteristic of living things in detail. So the first basic principle of life is metabolism. Metabolism, once the living being once produce or they born, they has to survive, and for the survival they requires the energy to perform many biological reactions. They also require certain chemical molecules. Metabolism is divided into two reactions. The first is catabolism, which is called as breaking of molecules. After catabolism, the heat energy is released. The complex molecules, they are converted into simpler molecules. For example, the complex molecules such as starch, proteins, lipids, they are broken down into simpler substances like glucose, amino acid, glycerols and fatty acids. Now the another part of metabolism is anabolism. That is formation of new molecules. Again, from these simpler molecules such as glucose, amino acids, glycerol and the fatty acids, the complex molecules such as starch, proteins and lipids, they are synthesized. Again, the some amount of heat energy is released. Next is growth and development. From the birth onwards, organisms show tendency of growth and development. The growth and development takes place in the meristematic tissues in plants, which are present at the apical tips of the plant body. Root apical meristem and shoot apical meristem shows the growth in the vertical as well as in the horizontal direction. This growth is well orchestrated process. You might have observed the sand mounds, boulders grow, etc. The growth in this type, the growth is not from within, so it's called as extrinsic, and hence these are not living beings. Growth and development are not the processes which have unlimited time span. That means in plants the growth is unlimited one, but in case of animals it is to the certain length of life. At a certain point of time, the molecules, organs and systems begin to lose their effective working and they become old. And this is called as aging process of the body. In plants it is called as senescence. So you can see the aging process in this picture. The initial stage is baby, they grow, they become young, and then the aging occurs. Next is reproduction. Every organism has to continue its race. So organism tries to produce a young one like itself. And it is possible only due to reproduction process. This ensures the continuity of life and help in the perpetuation of species. Reproduction is of two different types, asexual and sexual. But there are certain exceptions to this property of living organism. The mules, which are the hybrids between horse and donkey. In Marathi they are called as khecher. So these khecher or mules, they only help pull by the mountaineers to carry the load. They are sexually sterile organism. The second example is sterile worker bee. As you know, in honeybee, three castes are present. The drones, these are the fertile males, they are haploid one. Then queen, which are fertile female diploid ones. And the worker honeybee, which are diploid females but they are sexually sterile one. They cannot reproduce. You can see the picture of mule. So hence, reproduction also cannot be an all-inclusive or defining characteristic of living organism. The infertile human couples also cannot have baby. So they are also sexually sterile ones. Next property is death. As the body loses its capacity to perform metabolism, the particular organism dies. So you can see the aging process or the senescence in the leaf. Next and very important property is to give response to the external stimuli, and that property is called as consciousness. Any living being responds to the thermal, chemical or biological changes in the surrounding. This is unique property of living beings. You have experienced the touch me not plant, which is also called as Mimosa pudica lazarus. So when you touch the leaves of this plant, the leaves they closes down. We animals, they have sense organs. 5 sense organs are present in the living organisms, and they respond to the external stimuli or changes in their surroundings. You can see the picture of this touch me not plant. Scientific name of this plant is Mimosa pudica. Then this is the example of reflex action. When you touch a hot pan, this is what the external stimulus. The response you gives that withdrawal of hand. So this is called as consciousness. Okay. So we have finished with the explanation of chapter 1, that is living things. So students, from this topic only the point number 1.1 is there for your final examination. Thank you.